back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be replacing the fender badges on the Hellephant. If you watched the last video, I kind of showed these off for a second, and I think these look a lot better. They're actually a bit bigger than the older ones, so they're gonna stand out a lot more, and they don't have a background piece like this one does, so you can actually see the Hellephant itself without this background. Because when we first did these, I had to put the background piece on there because I didn't know that we could just stick this on separately, so that's the reason for that. And then I talked to Louver Labs and they said we could cut another one out, so this piece over here, not the black part, but this piece over here is actually going to be separately. So when we stick this on, the only piece that's going to stay on there is this black part, and the ear piece we'll stick it on just separately. It shouldn't be too hard to line it up with the ear, and it should look a lot better. So that's for the fenders. And then for the grill and the trunk badge, I don't think I'm going to be using these. I kind of screwed up. It was my fault. I forgot to give them the actual sizes from the first order because I measured it off my older ones, and these came in a lot smaller. So we're not going to be using these. I feel like these are out of proportion. These look a lot better. For the trunk one, I'm gonna leave it the way it is. It looks good the way it is because the background's not black like the grill. So you can see the 426 with the Hellephant. So I'm gonna leave that as is because it matches this badge as well. And I don't know if you already caught it on camera, but I painted the grill badge. So I'm gonna put these back over here. And now the grill badge looks like this. It looks a lot better than how it did before. If you guys remember, this used to be all black with the black background. The grill is black, so you can barely see it, unless you're really up close. So what I did was I had some leftover touch-up paint from the paint of the car when we painted it, and I did about 3 or 4 layers. I let it dry up, and then I sprayed it with some clear coat, and now it looks really, really nice. So that I'm really happy with. I'm leaving it the way it is. I might, if I do find like a black paint in my toolbox, I might add like an eye in there just to make it look all nice. Like the fender badge, all the fender badge has the red eye in there because this is black. But just a small detail to make it pop out, and I think it'll look nice the way it is. So what I found, and this is the only thing I could find in the garage, is some string. I don't know if this is gonna be strong enough to remove the badges. If not, then we'll go down to my buddy's shop, get some fishing wire, which we used when we took off the red eye badges. And this is the stuff I'm gonna use to remove the adhesive. This is the safest thing to use because I tried out, it was made by Turtle Wax. It was like a wax remover or something, and that stuff wasn't as effective. So I tried this out, and this stuff works like magic. So you spray it on a piece of microfiber towel. Make sure you don't use any rags so you don't scratch up your paint. Let it soak in there for a couple seconds, and it literally just wipes off. So that's what we're gonna do after I try the string method. If this doesn't work, like I said, we'll go down to the shop, and then we can use the fishing wire to remove that with ease. And then we're also going to be changing the oil. If you watch the previous videos, I've said that we've had about, I'll say about 1,200 miles on the build ever since we swapped the motor. So I'm gonna give it a fresh oil change. I got a filter over here. These are 899s, so basically any Gen 3, 6.2, 6.4, Hellcat, Trackhawks, whatever, they all use the same oil filter. And then we got the 10W60, which is recommended on the Hellephant. That was a tag on there when I put the motor in. And this stuff, like I said before, it's really hard to find. You have to actually go through like a wholesaler that sells Pennzoil, and that's really the only spot you'll find it. I couldn't find it at AutoZone. I couldn't find it at a dealership. I had to go through an actual Pennzoil supplier, and that's where I got it from. It's really expensive too. This case was 90 bucks, and this extra one was like, I think 15, 18 bucks, so not cheap. All right, so really quick, before we start replacing the oil, before we start changing out these badges, I wanna show you guys what I got in the mail a couple days ago. And I've been waiting until I dropped a video just to include this. I didn't wanna make a whole video about it and just talk for like 15 or 20 minutes. So what you see over here is a plaque from YouTube. Some of you guys know what that is. Some of you guys don't, but you'll see it here in a second. But before I unbox this, I'd like to give a huge shout out to you guys. And it's kind of a celebration for everyone. I mean, this would have never been possible without you. If you guys don't subscribe to the channel, if you guys don't watch the videos and share and do all that good stuff, I would have never got this. So I'm not too worried about you guys looking at that address. That's my post mailbox. That's not where I live. So here it is, man. Like I said, this is just an unbelievable moment. So as you guys know, when you pass 100,000 subscribers, you get this letter from YouTube signed by the CEO, and you get this plaque which says presented to Cal SRT for passing 100,000 subscribers, and it says YouTube. And I didn't even take it out the plastic bag because I want to keep it clean until I hang it out somewhere. I don't know if I want to put it in my garage or if I should put it in my room. I'll find a place for it where it's gonna stay nice and clean. But like I said, man, without you guys, this is something that would have never happened. Never in my life would I've thought I'd be having one of these in front of me. And what's crazy is I used to watch YouTubers unbox this and be so proud about it. And here we are today. Thanks to you guys, now we got one ourselves. So now we are going to get started on today's video. And I think I'm gonna start on the badges first to make sure that I can do it myself before we drive it to the shop. But you know what, let me pop open the hood so we can also get our oil change done. I left it running for a little bit just so the oil could get thinner and it drains a lot easier. But so I'm gonna try this method with this string. I doubt it's gonna work because this stuff is really thin, so I might just rip off as I'm trying to pull on that badge. So I'm gonna set up the camera real quick and I'll see if this works. So yeah, it rips off. I don't think it's strong enough. So I'm gonna leave it to where it's at. I got some of it off, but the other piece is still on there. This is some pretty good adhesive. Whatever they use on there holds on pretty good. So we're gonna drive it down to the buddy shop and then use this fishing line and take those off and get them replaced. All right, so here's my drain pan. I got a jack stand over there. I got the jack, and I'm gonna lift it from one side. I'm probably gonna lift it from this side because the oil filter is right over here. So it'll be a lot easier to get to. And then the only thing you're gonna need is a 10 mil. You can use either a power tool or just by hand. You gotta loosen up the belly pan and take that out the way so you can unscrew the oil filter. So I'm gonna get everything set up. We'll get the oil change done, and then we'll drive down to the shop to get the badges replaced. So now I'm gonna grab my tools. I got my my jack set up with the jack stand under there for safety. And now what we need is get my air ratchet. Probably gotta replace the battery on that. And there's 4 10mm screws in there, and that's all you're gonna need. And I'll get my oil filter tool, which I don't know where it's at. Where'd I put that thing? There it is. This is the easiest tool to use, and then I think you'll need a extension to get in there. Get an extension, and then I'll get one of these, and we should be all good to go. It's getting pretty cold out here too. So this is what we're gonna need. I'll take the belly pan out first. I'll drain the oil. Oh, and then you'll need I believe it's a 13 mil. If not a 13, it's a 15. So we'll grab both. We get a 15 and a 13. That way we can take off our drain plug and get this oil change done. As you can see right now, it's not horrible, but it is pretty dirty. So we'll get that changed. I've used this technique forever. That way you don't forget to put oil in your car. Keep the dipstick up like that, and then take the cap off. That way, if you're walking by, you're like, oh, I forgot to put oil in there. Okay, so I got the oil filter draining as we speak. I already tightened down the oil drain plug. And then now what you could do is, this tool came in handy. That filter was tight as hell. You can actually start filling it with oil. It's not gonna leak anything out. That way I could put the old oil back in here and take it to the recycling to get it recycled. So I'm gonna put 06 in there, check it, and then you don't want to start it, just put the oil in there, and then after you start it, if it's low enough, you can add another quart, which I got right over there. So I'm gonna start filling her up, and then by then, oil filter should be good, and then we can get that replaced as well. So there we go, I got 6 quarts in there, 2, 4, 6. And then I just topped off my oil filter. And then what you wanna do is also grease the seal with some oil. That way it makes it easier for the next person to take it off, which is most likely gonna be me. Put some more oil in there. That looks good. Now I'm gonna take off the old one. Old one's still under there. I'll take out the drain pan, get the new one in, drop her down, and get her started. Okay, so real quick, thought I'll make a video about this. If you're a car guy, you already see what's wrong with this filter. This is the old one I took off, and look at the new one. So as you can see, the seal or the gasket is still stuck up there on the adapter, and you never ever want to put 2 seals. You want to double seal this thing. It'll start leaking everywhere, and it'll be probably the worst day of your life, and I have oil spilling everywhere. So I'm gonna try to get it on camera of how it looks right over there. I don't know if you can even see that. Let me grab a rag. That's what you do not want. You want to always check in there, make sure the seal came off, or if it's on the filter itself, that way you don't have that issue. Okay, so the oil looks full. I'm gonna put the cap back on, give it a start, leave it for about, I'd say 30 seconds, which would be good enough. Never rev it. I know a lot of places be like, oh, rev your motor up to get the oil pressure building. I'm like, don't do that. Because right now the motor is dry. When you rev it up, what happens? You're gonna blow the motor. So give it a start. Don't hit the gas, don't do nothing. Give it like 30 seconds. Shut it off, check the oil, make sure it's full, and then you should be good. And on these, the way you reset it is, it's under fuel economy maybe? Nah. Vehicle info, there we go. Click OK to reset. To reset oil life under must be off, run in position. So shut it off, run. There we go, 100%. I'm gonna leave it running for another couple seconds and I'll check the oil. All right guys, so oil is full, looking good. I got the old stuff back in here. I'm gonna drop it off to AutoZone to get it recycled. I kind of overfilled one of them. But other than that, now we're gonna head down to the shop, get these badges on, and wrap this up. gonna be it for today. We got the oil change done, got some fresh fluid in there. New badges look a lot better than how they did before. I'm so happy with these now, man. The other ones look so nasty. These actually show the Hellephant. I'm trying to figure out a way to make the eye red. I'm probably gonna fill it with something and then touch it up, just like how I did with the front grille, just to make it pop out a little bit more. But that's really it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you back on the next one.